There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, folks, welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonkō Table. That is the voice of GrandMasterHoop you're hearing right now. And we at the Yonkō Table are about to set sail for Alabasta. For tonight, we are covering our One Piece Chronicles. And yes, our One Piece Chronicles has now come to the fateful end of the Alabasta saga. We are here in the Alabasta arc, and we're here to deep dive what is considered one of the greatest arcs in early One Piece. So let's get into this. But with me, as always, is DrJaceAttorney, fellow Yonkō. Dr. Jace, are you excited to be talking about Alabasta? A lot of things happen here.
There are a lot of things that happen in Alabasta, and there's a lot of slander that goes around about Alabasta, and I don't understand. Alabasta is great. You never hear the slander going around about Alabasta?
No, I wasn't aware.
Maybe it's the the Alabasta saga that people tend to throw slander at. I don't know. I've heard enough slander about the arc for me to raise concerns on. I don't know why people hate it. I love Alabasta. I like that.
Ooh.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. No.
It's not even that rememberable.
Oh my God. We'll get into, you see, I told you I've heard it before.
Very interesting. This will be very funny if you engage a lot in this podcast for an unmemorable arc, but we will see.
What even happened?
But yes, folks, you hear there are some supernovas in the house. Let's hear who will be joining us tonight. All right, let's get into, I guess, a questionable arc. I thought this was kind of unanimous in terms of favor of this arc. But before we get into it, let's real quick, where we left off. Last week, we covered Little Garden, basically their second major run-in with Baroque Works that sets up some moving pieces here along with regards to Mr. 3 and the identities of the Straw Hats. And then also, we covered Drum Island, where we saw the new crew member, Tony Chopper, joined the crew. And I think that's about all we need to remember before. Let's just do it. We're here. We're in Alabasta. Now, throughout the arcs prior in this saga, we were dropped kind of, hints of what's happening in Alabasta. But now we're given a whole idea of the confrontation and what is going on. Do y'all remember what happens here? It's pretty intricate. What's going on?
I actually do.
And I think this intricacy makes it a lot of fun. This is deep. What's happening here? It's complex.
You could say
it has layers,
like
an onion.
And that it does.
There's layers here. It's not just a princess trying to save her country. It's a maniacal plot.
It's been building up to it. To this moment. It's an entire saga.
What I'm asking is, do y'all know what's happening here, or do I need to just lay it out for you?
Lay it out for me. There are some right here that
so many details.
Yes, that need assistance.
With years passed by,
Oh, okay. Listen, it's pretty okay. Alabasta, it's a desert kingdom. Yes, they live in the desert.
Yeah.
So there's drought. There's an abundance of drought going on, and it's rough living in a desert kingdom. I don't know why people stay here, but
where's the water?
Where's the water? That's a great question, but yeah, it's a drought, so there's plenty of droughts for years. Some people become disgruntled. There's all right, so basically there's dance powder. Do y'all remember dance powder?
I remember dance powder.
Dance powder, that's a big thing. Dance powder is artificial rain to combat the droughts. But dance powder takes away potential clouds that could be forming into rain clouds from other towns and nearby cities Therefore, if you use it to make artificial rain, you are screwing those other towns. So what you have here is an insurrection. Someone is trying to usurp the throne from King Cobra, Vivi's father. And who is that person? None other than our boy, Sir Crocodile. He is using dance powder to give the capital water, and it is stirring up trouble with the rebels and the disgruntled people of Alabasta because they are not receiving water. And he is framing the king. But that's the thing. Do you know what Crocodile does to get good favor?
Actually, you have to remember also that initially people didn't know that they were using the dance powder. They were suspicious because they thought the king had some kind of magic which made it rain in the capital. But Crocodile set up a plan that way people can discover that, or they can pretend that the king was using dance powder. When people saw the shippage or like the supplies, then assumed that the king was using the dance powder to make it rain in the capital, which is why they were not getting any rain, which is why there was a civil war.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's overly complicated mess.
I don't think it's overly complicated. I think Crocodile's a genius because he gets in good favor because he sends Baroque Works. Because remember, so Crocodile is in charge of Baroque Works, but they don't know Crocodile is Mr. Zero.
Yeah.
So Mr. Zero sends Baroque Works millions to attack Alabasta towns, and who comes and saves the day? Well, it's Crocodile. He's the hero of Alabasta.
Yippee.
Layers.
The layers.
It's an intricate plan.
It was done better in The Incredibles.
Oh,
yeah. There we go.
Oh, actually, these came out around the same time, I think.
No, this one came out like 2 years prior.
There we go.
Incredible.
The anime
Same time.
What are you saying, that Brad Bird at Pixar is reading One Piece and taking the plot?
Yes, or vice versa. Yeah. Oda watched The Incredibles and is like, you know what? That's gonna be.
This came out before The Incredibles.
The manga did.
Yes, the manga.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer. Brad Bird is a One Piece fan.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He read One Piece and he's like, you know what? This would be a blast if we set it in 1960s America with superheroes instead. That's what Brad Bird said.
Debatable. Anyhow, there are the rebels. They form, and it's led by this kid named Koza. And who is Koza? Y'all remember Koza?
I actually don't remember Koza.
He was the childhood friend of the princess.
Yes.
He was the leader of their squad. I mean,
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because there were a band of misfit that used to play hide and seek, and he was the leader because he beat her up, or she beat him up, or they decided to be co-leaders, like childhood friends, basically.
Okay.
But that's why I made it more difficult, because he was somebody who believed in the king, and the king even sent him out and his dad to become, like, I guess, the new regional leader of a new town he wanted to build on an oasis. Obviously, it's not raining there, and the dad kept digging. Obviously, Luffy and the squad meets the dad later on, but the dad kept believing that the rain or the water would be there. The son got tired, saying the king he forgot about us practically, and the guy ran away to try to cause a civil war.
And there's a crazy little plot twist, because the oasis dries up, and again, there's a lot of buildup of these rebels and their, animosity they have towards the king. He's digging up for this oasis, and sandstorms constantly keep coming to his little town. We'll get back to that, but yeah, so basically we're going over all this right now because all this has already happened before the Straw Hats get there. Like, the Straw Hats get there, they have I think a day or two before, there's no way they can stop this from coming. Yeah. So yeah, a lot happened. A lot's going down. And then of course, yeah, it's all Crocodile and his mechanizations. This is a big villain. As far as from what we've got before, we have never seen somebody go to these lengths in One Piece. What's your take on Crocodile and his villainry? Why are you looking like that, Kame Chris?
Because
You left him bamboozled.
Yeah, because there have been people that have done worse, if not
Before.
similarly worse. Oh well, not before. Like at this point, this is probably the worst we got. Now, I guess if you clarified before.
Yes, we are talking the arcs that we have covered. We're not talking future.
Because I was like, whoa, some big things some dark stuff. But
Yeah, right.
I don't like this arc was I think for me, I think coming back to this arc felt a lot better. Because watching it didn't feel like, I think it was the first time we saw like we got Chopper, so we're seeing like more of the crew like together as far as them versus a boss, and it's just like one of their like first big bosses since I want to say like Arlong. No, like one of the first like, big.
It was.
Yeah.
I would say that.
So this is like the next big guy we're seeing that they're fighting in. I mean, it's like only reason why I don't care for most of what happens in this arc is because it was very dragged. Well, not even dragged, but more so it was a little bit convoluted in a sense watching the entire thing, because there were multiple changes, and I did go back and, like I said, like the last podcast, there's a lot of things like I didn't know about the whale. So like I didn't know that this was redone, and just even them redoing everything with the entire arc was kind of confusing, because I guess some concept, it kind of gave off instead of using blood, we're going to use water type thing.
Oh my goodness.
We will get to that. We will get to that.
And even like I guess the setup for it all was pretty good. I mean, like even the start of like even Robin still being an issue, you know, even in this arc was like, okay, well, this girl that came a minute ago is still being the same issue, and I don't know if she didn't join the crew at this time. No,
she joins the crew after they beat Crocodile.
Yeah, so it was like this, like having no idea that this Robin one, like the most, I think honestly she was probably the favorite out of the entire arc next to Crocodile, only because of everything she had done and what they like set her up to be. Like
that's classic bait and switch.
Yeah,
I mean, here we are jumping to the ending, but they make you think Vivi is gonna join the whole time.
I didn't think that.
You did not put yourself in the shoes of a One Piece fan reading or watching through Alabasta. You did not think Vivi was joining the crew.
No, I didn't think Vivi
I don't
was
believe
joining.
it. I don't believe it.
No.
I don't believe
she
it.
was joining.
No, I would say Vivi had a higher chance than Robin. Robin had almost no line in that entire arc. I'm not sure, because I read it recently, like a week ago. I will say in the entire 50 to 60 chapter of Alabasta, every time Robin appears, because she's either making a quick joke or she's laughing at what happened to Crocodile. That was it. The only time she actually appeared more or had more line was toward the end, when she discovered the stone with the hieroglyphics. The hieroglyphic thing, and she was trying to read it. That was it. Before that, she did not have a lot of lines. So, honestly speaking, anybody reading this or watching it for the first time, you would have not think that Robin was the one that was going to join the crew.
I mean, look at Toasty's background. Which side is Robin standing on?
They didn't even fight her, right?
They never fought. Yeah,
she took out Pell, and that was about it.
Right.
She did like
she
a
break his back. She did the back break on him.
She did, but she just knocked him out. She knocked him out because he literally woke up the day after.
Yes, he was not incapacitated.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
because I know Robin, she can do some ridiculous holds on people, and I question if she's killed some of the characters in the story. We'll get into it in Skypiea.
We'll get into it. But again, listen, we have not had a villain thus far y'all keep diverting from Crocodile. Crocodile is a great villain, and I think
He's our first warlord.
He's our second warlord.
After Arlong.
Well,
no, not
yes,
Arlong. After Mihawk. Well, he's our first warlord.
And then the first one that we're facing against is the first one that they're actually, because Mihawk was kind of like a distraction. He showed up, wrecked them, left.
Well, that's the thing though. Is warlords are not necessarily supposed to be their antagonists. You know, per se, warlords are supposed to be sent out by the government.
They though? They're by the government.
But only if they are sent out by the government to handle the biggest threats. Who are the Straw Hats?
The pirates?
Wait, was Mihawk supposed to be sent by the government? That was the story.
Yes, Mihawk was sent to take out the Don Krieg pirates.
Oh, okay.
Wait, that's confirmed?
Yes, what do you mean?
I thought he was just sailing the Grand Line.
Yeah, I thought he was just being a clown.
That fits his character. Why would the government be concerned about Don Krieg?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I'm positive that is what is going on.
They sent a warlord to take care of Don Krieg.
They said Don Krieg.
Mihawk of all people, not Gecko Moria,
He's amassing. I don't know. Maybe Mihawk was there, and he just had to. You know, he was like, "You're the closest. You go." And he
that's what it was.
He said he was to kill time. It literally says that he only did it because they disturbed his nap.
Exactly.
I'm
about to say
spreading misinformation.
Listen, the point is this: warlords are supposed to take out threats that the government deems a threat. That's it. They're not supposed to be starting their own trouble.
Naturally, you would think the natural threat to the government are pirates.
But the Straw Hats are small fries. They're not on anybody's radar.
They're building a name. They're building a name.
They're not on the radar right now.
30 million? That's a lot of money.
Blue they are. They're the highest in a quarter of the world.
We are in the Grand Line. You mean to tell me the Straw Hats are making waves?
Listen,
far?
If you did not assume that at some point the crew was gonna go up against warlords from the government, you're out of your mind.
I'm not saying
no way.
But they were not supposed to be, let's go face them. They were never
of course not. They were never
that's what I'm talking about. They're not on their directory. This is a chance running that a warlord is abusing their power because Crocodile was sent to go protect Alabasta because they were being attacked.
Sent?
Yes, because they were being attacked by Baroque Works.
Oh, and he set up. Okay.
Yes.
That's the layers. That's the layers. Okay.
I didn't catch that. Never mind.
Yes, that was the intricate plot. And again, though, you alluded to it already. This is all because he wants Pluton. And what is Pluton?
That is Kame Chris. What is Pluton? It's one of the weapons. It's one of those fabled weapons in One Piece that's supposed to destroy the world if it's ever used. And,
it's supposed to be a nuke. That's all it is.
Potentially a nuke.
They didn't say that though. They never said it's a like.
No, they did.
It's an ancient weapon. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they did.
It could destroy a country. It could destroy a country.
Yeah, that's what they say. Because that's why he got Robin to translate the stone, because the stone supposedly was supposed to have the location of it, but Robin played him and said no, the stone just gave the history of the country, which was a lie. But we still do not know where Pluton is as of right now, anyway.
No, we do.
And right now,
I mean, not right now. Hey, no spoiler, please.
Stop jumping ahead.
Sorry.
Right?
But it is cool. Again, to Crocodile's, intricacy, he's the only one who knew Nico Robin's identity. Like nobody else knew that was her. I don't know how, but he was the only one who knew. And he's like, I'm gonna keep you around.
Which is weird because to be fair, they would not know because the last poster they had about her was when she was 8 years old.
Yeah, she was a child, right?
Yeah, and she went off radar, so it's impossible for them to know what she would look like as an adult.
Well, she kept the same hairstyle.
I think anyone affiliated with the world government knows about Nico Robin.
What knows that she's part of Baroque Works?
Yeah,
knows about the Ohana incident.
Yeah, like they know
Oh, yeah.
everything about Nico Robin. Like I think he was one of the people also involved in the world government that definitely knew about her because of it. Because every time we meet someone from the world government, Nico Robin.
yeah.
Nico Robin.
Yeah, she's probably high up there on terms
She's
of
a
like,
big name. I mean,
she is a big name.
literally at the end of every arc, she, in a way, progresses the story of like getting towards the One Piece in some way. Like if there's something at the end of like Dressrosa or Fishman Island, whatever, Nico Robin finds it and progresses the plot a little bit by bit. So of course her name would bring waves in the government.
Yeah, I think she has like her own. So they got the most wanted pirates who are actually doing dastardly things, and then they got a separate section for people who are gonna bring down this government if we let them run loose. And it's like Dragon, his revolutionaries, and then Nico Robin right there.
She's right.
So
there.
it's like, you better know her.
The demon child, right? They call her demon child.
The demon child.
Oh,
So
yes,
that's a
they
little
do.
mean. Goodness.
It is.
Poor
It is a
Nico
little
Robin.
mean. It is a little mean.
That's accurate.
So still on the note of Baroque works, because I set this up to where we're gonna cover what they're doing, then we'll jump into our gang, the Straw Hats. So they have this meeting at Rain Base, and that is the first time they all meet Crocodile for the first time and find out Mr. Zero's Crocodile. And that's a pretty cool meeting because there's like some rivalries between the numbers. Like
Right.
Mr. 2 and Mr. 1 are going at it.
Yeah.
But most importantly, though, he dishes out the plan, and the plan involving Mr. 2 doing the thing with his face. I forget what his fruit's name is, but he can change his face.
Isn't it the
And-
clone fruit?
That doesn't make sense.
Four
Yeah,
Kids
that-
had a weird translation for it.
Why are we basing our knowledge off of 4 kids? Why does it come down to the Kame Chris said, yeah, they used
Water.
water. What is
Because
going
it's funny
on?
to point out because it's stupid
Yeah.
and it's
Oh
so
my
bad.
God.
For example, now you bring up dance powder. What do you know what it's called? It's called
what, in the 4
boogie
Kids?
powder. No, yeah, it's called
Boogie?
boogie powder.
Boogie?
Oh.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
No, it's not. And
Yes, it is.
So the plan
Oh,
where he
and by the way, it is clone fruit.
okay, clone
It is.
fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
And
mane
just
mane
the face,
no mi.
right? Just the
No, it's the entire body.
It's the entire body because there's
Yeah.
that scene
Oh.
where he turns into Nami and then he takes off his clothes on the ship in front of the other Straw Hats and they lose it like, oh my God. And
Yeah.
Nami like punches all of them and they
Oh.
get knocked out.
Yes.
Gotcha. So yeah, he changes his face into King. He changes his face to King Cobra.
Yes.
And he goes and he shoots Koza and he starts the whole war at the Capitol.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not only that. Remember, he also shot the kid because the kid, or
well, I thought he beat up the kid.
Actually, no, he beat. No, actually, no, he doesn't beat up the kid. One of the, I think number 1 is the one that actually stabs the kid because the kid saw him running off,
And
'Cause he
changed
took-
after he
yeah.
changed.
and that's when people lost their mind because they said, "Oh my God, he even attacked the kid," and that's when they went after. That's when Koza decided to ride up north because Koza doesn't get shot until he gets to the capital.
Yes, and he begs one last time, and boom, shoots him,
Exactly.
and the war is going. So now
Yeah.
it's a race against time for the Straw Hats. But that's the whole thing. So let's talk about the Straw Hats. Let's get into the Straw Hats and what they're doing. So they arrive in Alabasta, and Vivi, she wants to go talk. She wants to do all this talking.
He wants to
She wants to do all this-
negotiate.
Well, she wants to go talk to Koza and tell him, don't do this. Don't fight. Don't go rebel. And I don't know. Do y'all remember Luffy's response?
I do not remember Luffy's response.
I don't know.
What was it?
Ooh, Luffy
Toasty, you
punches
read
her. He punches her.
He punches her. Actually, I do remember him assaulting.
Yeah.
Vivi.
Yes, he kind of beats the crap out of her a little bit.
Yeah, but Vivi fought back.
She
a
fought
little
back.
bit.
She eventually
Yeah.
fought back. She did.
Actually, no. To be fair, around the time she didn't know that Koza was the leader. They don't figure it out until they go to his hometown where they see the dad. And then the dad tells them that he's the leader. She didn't know that yet. Because she just wanted to negotiate with a random rebel leader. And that was the surprise that the rebel leader was her childhood friend.
She never expected it.
Yeah, that was the twist in the story.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then Luffy punched her.
Well, he punched her because he's like, yo, no, they're going to fight. They're already heated. They're too heated. You need to take this fight to who's, pulling all the strings. He said, we are risking our lives. We going to go fight Crocodile. We got to go get this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like a little cry fest. It's sweet. It's a nice little moment.
Right. Snot bubbles and everything.
All right. And I think Nino alluded to it when she's like, Crocodile.
Really? She does that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does that. Yeah.
She's like punching the sand or something. Like
something. She's punching.
Oh
Yes. Yes. It's a nice little moment. But
goodness.
So they're on the way to Rain Base. But before they get to Rain Base, they run into a good number of people in Alabasta, or a good number of allies. Let's talk about the biggest ally they've met, or the biggest character moving forward in the story. Do you remember who they meet in the first town they get to in Alabasta?
First one that they meet.
Y'all are terrible. I can't believe this.
You didn't even know what dance powder was. You called it boogie powder.
It was called boogie powder. So you have no idea who they run into first in Alabasta.
A smoker, I guess.
None of y'all. None of y'all.
Well, first off, Toasty read this recently, like the last week.
Yeah, so, I read it. No, that's the issue. I read it all. It's kind of a blur. I do remember Luffy and Luffy does go into a bar, not a bar, but like a restaurant. And yeah, they do run into Smoker and the assistant, the knife lady.
But they run into somebody else too.
Oh, Ace.
They run into Ace.
Yes, that's right. Yes, no, it was.
Oh my God.
That's right, because they thought it's because they thought
a bar that they met.
Yes,
because Ace is at the bar drinking. And he
was eating.
There.
He was eating because
get it right. There's a difference.
Ace was drinking because Ace passed out.
No, that's the funny point. He was eating. He face planted into the food, and people thought he was dead. And the people in the restaurant tried to go up to him, and he woke up saying, "Wait, what's going on?" And they were like, "Oh man, this man was just sleeping." And then he fell asleep standing up also, or like he fell asleep while eating, like really halfway to putting the thing to his mouth. He fell asleep. And Smoker comes in there, or Luffy comes in there. Smoker comes in there. Smoker started having an issue with Ace. Luffy runs in there. He hits Smoker, who hits Ace, and flies off against the wall. It was some clownery like this.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because like initially Ace cannot, like he had to go after Luffy and save them because the initial town where they were in, they only stayed in there literally for like 1 hour before they moved to the other side of the continent. If you guys remember, because the capital was on the right side of the river, which they were at the beginning, but they had to go to the left side of the river and go up where Crocodile and his city was.
Right.
Yeah, so
I can't believe y'all didn't remember Ace. This is the first
time we meet. It was really like
literally as you describe it, I remember the bar scene, but when you refer to Ace in like the first meeting, the natural default is, oh yeah, when he went on the ship with Luffy and he gave him the Vivre card.
Well, they had a little moment in the alleyway. They were playing like arm wrestling, and they were talking about, hey, Ace. Hey, Luffy, you got big.
They're silly. I mean, now that you're describing it, I do remember it.
It was a short scene.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Well, funny enough, I think there's a bunch of filler in Alabasta too, where Ace actually travels with them for a good hot minute.
I didn't watch the show.
Yeah. They do some filler where Ace is on the ship with them for a while, and they're traveling through the desert together.
Wow.
Yes, I do remember that. Okay.
No wonder Kame doesn't like Alabasta.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Yeah, because that was filler, huh?
That was filler.
Yeah, that was all filler. Because Ace Rudy sees them in the city. He goes on the ship. I guess like he cannot swim, but he uses like his power to
Oh,
kill
that,
or
that,
destroy. Yeah.
Oh my God, what do you call that?
The surfboard with
The
the
surfboard, but it has
surfboard,
like
yeah.
a sail, right? It has like a
Yeah,
sail
he has
thing?
it has a
it's-
boost where he can put the fire
Yeah,
in.
Right.
It looks like
Exactly.
Mihawk, and then he uses it like a boost.
That's
I think
cool.
that was like the
I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's nice. It reminds me of Treasure Planet.
Oh, Ace is so cool. Ace. All right, you want to
Yeah.
talk about copy and paste from Disney? Ace is freaking Treasure Planet, like you're talking about.
What,
Yo,
because of
you're
because of
right.
the sail?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
100%. I agree. Yeah.
So
And-
so Disney made that sail. They made that boat sail.
Yeah, and Treasure Planet is under. I mean, that movie is amazing, but I believe it.
I can see it now that
Yeah.
we're talking about it.
Y'all
Because that,
praising
yeah,
it.
no, because that was the last time they saw him. Because he destroys the 4 ship. Because really 4 ship line up to stop Luffy's squad from
And then
leaving, and he blows them up.
flame-fisted.
Yeah, no, he
That
didn't.
was cool.
He didn't use his fist. He used
He
the
did
ship.
this.
No, he used his little sailor stuff because he used the fire from his ship, and it came out from the propeller and created like an explosion.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Good
they set the
stuff.
tone for Ace right off rip. Did they
Yeah.
mention he was a Whitebeard pirate at the time?
Yes, they did because
Yeah.
when he was
Yeah.
sitting at the bar,
They did.
he had his shirt off.
And they said second
saw the
fleet
tattoo.
commander.
Yeah, because he
Right,
was
'cause
after.
he was saying what he was doing because
he was after Blackbeard. He was after Blackbeard. That was his
Right.
mission. He said
Well,
Blackbeard or
Did
somebody.
he say? I don't think he said Blackbeard. He just said he's after someone.
He did say after someone, but yeah, I don't remember honestly. But I do know he said he's after somebody that destroyed and killed
A member
What
of
other-
his family.
a member of the squad or the team, and they ran off. So it's his job to go after them because that person was underneath him, and I guess the tier. So that guy was serving underneath his own little squad. So that would Blackbeard was, or the person he's chasing was part of the people that were assigned to him. Yeah, his division, which is why it was
Right.
his responsibility to go after that person.
Right.
Right.
Was it
It's-
his response? Did he make it like I don't think Whitebeard gave him orders. I think Whitebeard told him not to go fight.
No, he didn't say
Ooh.
anything. He just said,
Yeah.
"I have to do it because it is my
Yeah.
job to do it." That guy
Yeah.
was underneath me. I have to. It was more of a prideful thing.
He felt
Yeah, yeah.
responsible because it happened
Yeah.
under his watch.
Right. Yeah.
So
'cause I remember-
Blackbeard was part of his crew.
Yeah,
Like
Blackbeard was
his
part of
fleet?
yes, because that was the whole point. Ace was chasing him because
Yeah,
because
right,
if he wasn't part of his division, then Ace has no
His
obligation
division. That's a
to
division.
chase
Yeah.
him. So yeah, he's chasing Blackbeard. This was a neat little introduction. I think towards the end he reveals that he's his brother. But
They do say it. Like, yeah,
but they
say
don't
it.
reveal
During that arm wrestling match.
during the
they're
arm
talking-
wrestling match. But I think at this point, did they mention? I don't think they even clarified at this point if they were blood brothers or not. They just said
No,
we're
no,
brothers.
you are to assume they are blood brothers.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they just said we're brothers, and you just assume, oh wow, they came from the same womb. So
Yes.
They have a similarity to them.
I think until like we find out about Sabo, maybe is when we're like, wait, they're not brothers.
No.
Like,
When they
really?
revealed, because you learn about Ace's true parentage well before Sabo.
Yeah. Well, when he
yeah.
Right.
When you learn
Yeah.
that, then you're like, wait, Monkey D. Dragon?
Yeah.
This dude?
Gosh.
You know? Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say when they did his whole backstory, but we don't have to talk about that right now.
We'll save it. We'll save it.
Yeah.
Like you said, yes, they meet Bon Clay, and they form a friendship with Bon Clay, Mr. Two.
Yeah.
That would help him out
Hilarious.
later. Even though he's an enemy. We didn't mention Karoo. Karoo's been here the whole time.
The duck.
The duck.
No,
Yeah,
but
the
remember-
duck squad, that like duck squad. or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Power
yeah.
Ranger Duck Squad.
Yeah.
But remember at the beginning, he was not with them because when they first got to the first town where Ace was, they sent him off to the capital because the capital was directly
Yes.
north of it.
He had the
And
letter. He had the
letter from
Mhm.
the princess to give to the dad because at that point they thought she was dead or missing.
Yes, because they knew she went on the mission, but they hadn't heard from her
In 2 years.
Yeah. Oh man, was it 2 years? They've been
It was 2
undercover
years.
for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Goodness.
Because at the
Wow.
beginning she was 16. She was 14 when she ran off, but she was 16 by the time Alabasta started, because she should have had her coming of age ceremony already, which they did have at the end.
At the end, right.
Yeah.
They also meet some animal friends. They got some animal friends. They got Lashes, the camel,
The otters.
the
The
dugongs,
desert otter.
Yeah, the one that learned the kung fu.
the
God.
kung fu. They were support characters in One Piece Grand Battle. Those were Luffy's support characters.
You're ridiculous.
Oh
You
my
are
God.
ridiculous.
It's a fun fact. It's a cool thing. No?
I mean, for sure. I my knowledge goes as far as the demo in the Walmart kiosk.
Oh my.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's where it stops.
And actually, this is a credit to Chopper, because Chopper can talk to animals. This is a great
That was
sub
neat.
skill he has being part of the team. So shout out to Chopper. They meet a sand crab that helps them. And then we talked about it. They met Toto. That's Koza's father.
Right, the old man.
And the old man.
Yeah.
And this is a motivational piece for Luffy, because remember, he was going to keep digging until he got found any water.
Yeah.
Right.
And he did find water. And what did he do with that only little bit of water? Do you
He
remember?
gave it to Luffy.
He gave it to Luffy.
Yeah.
And then, when they left, another sandstorm came, and they saw the sandstorm come, and it'll come back. It'll come back. All right. Rain base. We flying through Alabasta. I guess y'all don't like Alabasta that much. Goodness gracious.
I like
It's all right. The story is as empty as the desert.
Okay,
Empty-
rain-based things pick up. Rain-based things pick up. Rain-based things, some key things happen here at Rain Base. One, they come guns blazing, they get captured. Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Vivi all get captured. And this is the first time they meet Crocodile. And he does that kind of, this is my plan, you can never beat me. And Luffy's like, I want to kick your ass.
That's what it comes down to all the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Smoker gets captured too. And
Right.
Oh yeah, Smoker got captured because when they got to the city Rain Dance, is that what it's
Rain
called?
Base.
Rain Base, when they got there, they saw Luffy and the squad there. They tried to split up to, I guess, distract the Marine soldier. Only Sanji got away, but the rest of them headed toward the Crocodile Casino.
Yes.
And Smoker chased after them. They walked to a door because, quote unquote, Crocodile wanted to see them, but they walk into a cage like idiots because they were supposed to go to the left where it said VIP. And there was really a sign that said to the right, cage. They decided to go to the right because pirates always go right. Yeah, that's the quote. Pirates always go right.
That sounds like a Zoro.
Yep.
quote.
Yeah.
Zoro said that?
No, it was just the squad. It was Luffy, and Zoro, all of the boys, except for Sanji. They said pirates always go right. So even though they were supposed to go to the left for the VIP room, they went right into the cage.
That's hilarious.
Clowns,
That
man.
is.
Straight up clowns.
That is straight
Sanji would
hilarious.
not have allowed that to happen.
Exactly. That's the only reason they got captured. Their own foolishness. Literally,
But they needed
they jump into the plate for Crocodile. They were like, yes,
they
here it
needed
is.
to. You needed this nice little confrontation between them. Vivi come face to face with the man who's plotting to kill her father and overthrow the family. And it's all hope is lost because it's not just a cage. It's a sea stone cage.
Yeah. First time it was introduced, right?
First time a cage is introduced.
Right.
Yeah.
We do see the cuffs. I
Oh yeah, the
believe.
cuff, but
They
the cage.
introduced the sea stone prisms.
Oh, the sword. I'm sorry. His sword is introduced. Smoker's
Yeah.
sword is the first
in Logtown.
sea stone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But first cage. That's cool. That's interesting.
but it's also an interesting thing too, because now Smoker kind of, and again, we talked about this with the Marine ideology about the Marines who actually uphold what they're supposed to do versus the Marines who abuse their power.
Yeah.
Right.
Because again, he looks at Crocodile and he's like, what are you doing? You're a warlord,
Wait, who's
You're not-
looking at him?
Smoker. He's
Smoker.
looking
Oh,
at-
Smoker. You said
Yeah, 'cause of the-
Crocodile's looking at him.
No,
Smoker is looking at Crocodile, he said.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, what are you doing? You're You're not supposed to be terrorizing a country. I'm a Marine. You got to let me out of here.
Nope.
Let me out. No.
Yeah, no.
Make me.
Do you remember what he does with the key? What Crocodile does with the key?
Doesn't he
He
feed it
throws
to
it-
like the banana crocodile?
Yes, he
Yes.
throws it into the hole.
I like that. I mean, Oda does like, I love these weird ass animals that just make no sense. You have these giant crocodiles, of course, because the guy's name is Crocodile, but they're
course.
different because they got bananas. On
I
their
remember.
head for
Remember, I
whatever
think Luffy said it. He said the crocodile is growing out of the banana, and that was in his scroll. Oh, look at them! The crocodile
actually,
are growing out of the banana. That's
The
crazy.
banana doesn't grow. The banana stays the same size, right?
that probably makes sense. Yeah.
Clown, man.
Hilarious. So you got to take it back a little bit to Little Garden, because remember in Little Garden I said Mr. 13, that little otter dude drew
Yeah.
all their faces,
Yeah.
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 and then Mr. 2, who was the only one who you remember who Mr. 2 didn't see, right? Because he was
He didn't
downstairs
see
cooking.
Sanji.
He didn't see Sanji, so Sanji pulls the Mr. Prince.
Mr. Prince.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mr. Prince.
Let my friends go. A crocodile.
Oh, he does something. He says something to get Crocodile and Robin to run out to the front, and then he kicks the ass of the crocodile.
Oh yeah, he like ruptures his intestines and made it cough it up or something. 'Cause he
Well,
got the
yeah.
key
Do you
out of
remember?
it.
Oh, so do you remember who he coughed up?
Who did the crocodile cough?
Yeah,
up?
the crocodile. Yeah.
Oh,
he
he fed. Didn't he feed like one of the members?
did.
the
He fed
guy?
Yes.
Mr. 3.
Mr. 3. That's right.
Yeah.
Mr.
The
3.
the candle guy. The
Yeah,
candle.
yeah, he
Yes.
coughed him up, which is crazy because like that means the crocodile swallowed him whole. They never.
No,
like-
what happened is crocodile absorbed the water out of him, but right before the crocodile ate him, he formed a ball of candle to protect him, like a cocoon.
Oh,
So,
okay. So the okay,
yes,
okay.
And the key was stuck in the cocoon because that's how they found the key. Because when the crocodile spit out the cocoon, he popped out, saw the key, noticed they were in a cage. Instead of giving them
That's
the key,
right. I
he
remember
throws
there was
it
a
away.
scene where
Yes.
he's looking. I remember there's a scene where he's looking
Yes.
at the key and then looking at the cage.
And he
looking-
throws it. He throws it like halfway across the into the water. And Sanji's like, "Okay, I'm gonna whoop you now." And they said, "Hey, he can make a perfect copy of the key." And they forced him to make a perfect copy with a candle to open the door for them.
That's hilarious.
I remember that. Yeah.
Well, comment, Chris. Do you remember this? Because in
Yeah,
Four Kids,
it was he had like the candle fruit, and I remember they like I think he was like sweating or like he had to do something weird.
no, in Four Kids, Mr. 3's not there. There is no Mr.
Oh,
3.
I
Oh,
didn't
because they
see-
never
I tell
went
you,
to
I-
Little Garden.
I would
Yeah.
know.
There's
I
no
would know.
Mr. 3 in the Four
That's
Kids.
insane,
I would
man.
know.
So wait, how
So-
did they solve that then?
I think
I think they
they-
coughed up the key and then
they coughed up the
opened
key
it.
and they edited it out the wax ball, and then you're to assume they
The
opened the key
crocodile.
off screen.
that is
Oh my
absolute
God.
insanity, man. That is. Oh God,
It's
I
crazy.
can't imagine it.
That's that's two major plot points and
You know
and
what?
a whole arc.
This
they
was
threw
Poor
away.
probably
kids.
this was
Wait, are
probably
you
something
sure?
they realized.
Yes, I promise you, Mr.
Are
3
you
is
sure?
not in
Mr.
4
3?
Kids.
Because Mr. 3 comes up a lot though.
I promise you.
No,
I promise
no, comment, Chris. We've been going through these past arcs the last couple of weeks, and we would look it up while we were talking. And these arcs, they are skipping them. So we're like, how are they going to address this in this arc later on?
Yeah, like-
Clowns, man.
They skip Laboon earlier on. How are they going to address Brooks' backstory?
you.
Or they're gonna do Bug like he's a part of Buggy's crew. So what? Like, and he's in the whole like wait, what's the arc where they're like it's like they're in prison?
Impel
Down.
down. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
Yes, he helped
Yeah, he
them.
was
Damn.
there.
He was
I
not.
know
He
was
would not
there.
be in there if 4 Kids
They would have.
ever, for the life of them, got to Impel down. That is the crazy part about this.
I think that's why they stopped here. I think part of the
They
reason
realized
why
they messed up.
they realized they messed up big time, and there was no way to predict what was gonna happen in the future. They're like, we messed up big, guys. Let's just end it here. We did all of East Blue. We did parts of the Grand Line right here. This is where we stopped.
That's hilarious.
That's oh my god, that's insane. Mr. 3 is not even there.
It's so funny. It's just terrible. They just cut away and they escape. That's it. Of course, Zoro saved Smoker. So Smoker,
Right.
Again, it's kind of not all pirates are bad. You know, pirates are pirates. However, the Straw Hats are not, you know, quote unquote, the dastardly bunch.
Right.
They're just running around doing what they want, which needs to go checked, but they're, you know, they're good people. And Smoker sees this. And that's why I really like Smoker as a character. Because again, I think he's the only Marine who has consistently done their job with scrutiny to the point where he's not out here trying to just kill pirates.
He's not a douchebag. Yeah, he's not a douchebag.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I think this is like the last major arc that Smoker felt significant in.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we won't see him again until
Until
Punk Hazard.
Punk Hazard.
Yeah, that's the next time he's a role in the story. But even then, you think, dude, I think Luffy could whoop his ass right now if he wanted to. I feel
mean,
like
he gets big.
Yeah, no, he gets beat bad in Punk Hazard.
Yeah.
So,
Embarrassing.
which is a shame because like up until Alabasta, they were really building up Smoker to be like that Marine rival, that counterpart to Luffy. He was gonna be the antithesis to Luffy, always chasing him like cat and mouse.
Even then, even in Punk Hazard, you thought that was going on, the cat and mouse thing. You were like, oh, did he follow Luffy all the way here? Has he been following?
Which is crazy because it's like Luffy could whoop him right now if he wanted to. But at this point, it's like, oh, I don't know. He still can't touch Smoker. There's still nothing at like if they were to fight right now in Alabasta, Smoker would probably win, likely win, very much so win. But there are other fights more important in Alabasta than a Luffy versus Smoker.
Crocodile.
Well, our first major fight, yes, is Luffy round 1 versus Crocodile, which
he get beaten like a dog. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Couldn't even touch him. Yeah.
Couldn't touch him. The first time where you really ask, how's Luffy gonna win?
Yeah. And remember, that was the scene where Crocodile admitted that he was the one sending the tornadoes into the small town, which is why the dad kept getting hit by tornadoes. For no reason, he targeted that small town and said, you know what? I start a small tornado right here in Rain City, Rain Dance, Rain Base, whatever it's called. By the time it gets south, because tornado travels south, it's going to become so big that even I can't control it. So it wrecks shits up.
How dastardly.
Because he's a douchebag, essentially. he's a genius, but he's an asshole.
No, but I love that. I love the fact that he even said, why don't you guys ever thought that how unlikely it is for a tornado to hit one place so many times in 1 year? Statistically speaking, it's impossible. Obviously, somebody must have been doing something. And yeah.
And he knows he's there too. That's the other part that makes him right. He knows.
You know, only the dad is there. That's the funny part. He's doing this for one guy.
Yes. He's literally just having a laugh. It motivates Luffy to not land any hits. Can't touch him.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time. This is Luffy's first loss.
Yeah, because he uses Sen Coffin. He uses like a Sen Coffin, like it's a quicksand. And Luffy.
You're forgetting.
Like in Naruto, I kid you not. I think that was the name of the move, Sen Coffin.
But you're forgetting though, he stabs Luffy.
He stabs him with his hook.
You know what? Was that after he dries him up also? Because he dries him up.
He does dry him up. He
dries him up first and then stabs him, or he stabs him and then dries him up.
I think he dries him up. first.
Yeah,
and
it's
he dries
first.
him up in this fight. In the first fight, he dries him up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does. Because Luffy spit the water that he got from the dad into the air when he got dried up. He get thrown into the ground, but the water falls back on him and rehydrate him.
In the middle of the fight or after?
Yes, no, really in the middle of the fight. So
Okay.
what happened is that Crocodile grabbed them. When he grabbed him, Luffy had the water in his mouth. He spit the water into the air. It was a really quick scene. Even in the manga, you would not realize it. Luffy becomes like a skeleton paper. He gets thrown down, and the water that he spit comes flying back down and hits him, which is why he was able to recover after Crocodile takes the water out of his body. It was a smart plan from Luffy. It was really smart.
That reminds me of
he also gets an assistance.
What, in that fight?
Well, he leaves him in that like sand.
Right.
Oh yeah, and Robin comes out.
Ah,
Yeah, and
why is she saving him? Why?
She has a heart. She's kind.
Feel bad.
Oh,
Actually,
she
yeah.
also-
Why did she save him?
She didn't
Well,
say. She
no,
just didn't
they
wanna do
They
it.
Actually,
talk
no.
about it.
She gave a reason. Yeah.
They talk about it at the very end of the arc when she's in the caves with
Yeah.
Cobra. She mentions this is the first time too they ever mentioned the will of D, and that's why she saved him.
Oh, right. She did mention that. And
Okay.
then she was like, that's why I saved him. And I think this was one of the moments as well we like get a glimpse of, oh, she knows a lot more than what she's giving. And that's like, and you don't see her fight, too much or just about at all. So it's the same mysterious Robin that they continuously kept up all the way until today. Like she's still the same, I did it because I know the secret behind your last name that we still don't know in the entire series. But I know what it is, and I'm going to save the will.
Like you should be alive. You are a person that needs to be alive. And that's the thing. Most people meet Luffy and they're like, I want to see what this kid's gonna do in the future. And partially because some people know the D.
They know the D. It was the way you said it.
They want the D. They want to see the D.
I want to see the will of that D.
Yeah. The D's got a will of its own.
Oh my
She
god!
didn't say she knew any D's or like knew exactly what it was. She just said that because he has a D in his name.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
What are we like 20 years later and still don't know nothing?
It's still crazy. I thought Luffy was gonna die in this fight too.
Oh yeah, come on. He's got a giant hole in him.
Yeah. I remember reading the monthly Shonen Jump volumes, and the volume ended with that chapter where he gets impaled. I was asking for a month. How does he live? I don't get it. He's never been impaled like that.
All he needs to do is eat, and it will be fine.
What? Eat some meat, and that's like recovers 50
Water.
HP.
50 HP.
Essentially, yeah, I guess.
I suppose they never addressed like how he like sewed himself up, right?
No, he just ate. He said he wanted meat. Really, that was his
And
quote.
that just
After
patched up the hole in his chest.
Well,
Yep.
she brought him back to Toto, and then he recovered there.
Oh, okay.
And that's why when he leaves Toto, he leaves with that giant jumbo water pack on his back.
Right. For round 2.
For round 2. But before round 2, here we are. They've caught up and the fighting's begun and they have a plan. And I think their plan is just kick the ass of the top members of Baroque Works.
That will
And
work.
Vivi get to Koza and make him stop fighting. That's the plan.
Yes.
And I think this is our first 1v1 since Arlong, like straight up.
Yeah, it is. It's the first time you're gonna. I mean, well, not the first time, but like one of the few times, they all doing that walk and it's done.
Oh, right.
Ooh, well, they don't do a walk here.
They don't do a
They
walk?
all get a bird. They all get a duck.
All right.
Yeah.
they're on
That's
the
right,
dog,
that's
and
right,
they're
that's
just
right,
all
the
riding
dogs.
through the, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's nice. Yeah,
Very
and
cool
all the ducks
scene.
were unique too. I like that.
Yes, all the ducks
Yeah.
are unique, right?
Yeah, every duck had its own little.
Oh, and they're all
Cool.
cloaked too. They're all wearing cloaks.
Yeah,
right?
they all look like badasses. I'm like, yo, these are just ducks.
No,
What's
the
going on
reason the character wearing cloaks is because remember they didn't want the enemy to know who was the princess.
Yes.
So they
No,
split
yeah,
up
yeah.
into different group, but the princess kept hiding in the back because Chopper, which they didn't count because they thought it was a pet, disguised himself as one of the characters. So
right,
they thought
that's
the
right.
princess was part of the group.
But also, doesn't the camel get on a duck too?
Yes, the camel went.
on?
Yes, it was the camel, and who did he pair up with? Sanji? I think he paired up with Sanji.
The camel did?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
He did pair
that
with
sounds
Sanji.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanji and the
Oh.
camel were not getting along.
Yeah,
Right.
they hated each other.
Oh, that's because the camel's a perv too.
Yeah.
Yup.
Against like humans?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why he only
Why?
allowed. No, that's why he only allowed the princess and
the
Nami to
females
ride
can
him.
ride that.
Yes, because when they went to the desert, he was like, "No mid is getting on top of me."
This is some stupid stuff.
This is so dumb. But
But it's like
You
funny. But it's like,
It's
why
funny,
did you make him a
dumb.
perv? Like, what is this?
why is a camel even interested on what human is riding on their back? It's silliness. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. So I think the first fight we focus on is Usopp and Chopper versus Mr. Four, Miss Merry Christmas,
Ooh.
and the dog Lasso, the gun
Yes.
who ate the dog fruit.
Probably the most what the hell fruit I think up until this point in the series. Because
Yeah.
because we didn't know inanimate objects could eat fruit.
No,
It made no
How?
sense.
We still don't
But-
know how that's a thing.
He
But
just fit the
there's-
fruit inside of the gun.
There's a theory though that the fruit, I mean, there's a theory behind the whole fruit concept with devil fruits where it's not necessarily the fruit that is giving you the power, but it's like the essence of the fruit. So like the same way when someone takes one bite of the fruit, that's it, they have the power. You can hand the fruit off to someone else and it's never going to work for them to give them powers. But when that person dies, somehow the essence of the devil fruit reawakens in a nearby fruit again. And that becomes
Yeah.
the new devil fruit. So
Yeah.
with the dog, people theorize that Vegapunk or some people know that you can like somehow take out the essence of a fruit and put it into something without it having to actually consume it. If that makes sense. Does it make sense?
I mean, it's
Or
just,
are you
it's
trying to
just-
rationalize?
I'm not trying to rationalize.
Would you rather believe a gun eating a fruit? Would you rather believe that? Oh yeah, just stick stick the
it's
fruit
just
down
that-
the barrel. Yeah, that's
That
what
just
wakens
would
it.
work. That would work though. Just,
No, it wouldn't.
just for what we know, the explanation actually is retconned for what we know now. And right
This-
now, maybe right in that spot in the show, yeah, that may.
No, you can't even rationalize it. I am telling you. It still holds weight. I think it does. It still holds weight. The whole point of devil fruits having like for lack of better words, like a spirit, an essence. Like the fruit for some reason is the vessel to contain these things, but it doesn't need to be in a fruit, if that makes sense. We'll see. I'm throwing out a theory.
It's just
as
a
to how
thing I
a
just
gun
take.
could take a devil fruit.
I don't try to rationalize. I just take it.
There we go.
A
You
sword
just
could eat an
accept it.
elephant fruit as well.
The
Just
what?
That's in Enos Lobby. That's later, but I said
Because
a
they
sword.
take the essence from the fruit and put, how does the sword eat an elephant?
I don't question it. I just take it. I'm
Goodness
like, okay.
gracious. Goodness gracious.
Hey, yo, I looked it up pretty quickly. After he got stabbed by Crocodile, he did not heal. He did get patched up, but later on, when he drank all of the water from the barrel, he was leaking water. Which
Oh,
implies
he
there's still
was-
there's
That's
still
hilarious.
yes, because he said, "Oh crap, I'm leaking," and Crocodile looked at him and said, "Yo, what the hell? Is this man serious?"
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
hilarious. My goodness. I'm surprised Oda didn't throw in like some toilet humor in there. Like I could see Luffy like like peeing on Crocodile to like
Oh god.
like
Too
as
much.
like silliness. Like he drank so much water, and in the middle of the fight, he's like, "Oops."
But it's already silly because he also, I mean, we're getting ahead, but he's also, he drinks so much, he's a giant.
He's a
Yeah,
balloon.
he's huge.
Yeah,
He's a balloon. You're right. Yeah. Like, super, well, I mean,
The body proportion are hilarious, man.
they are. But again, also, the gum gum fruit is only limited by the user's imagination. So,
You're jumping ahead. Let's
You're
relax.
whoa.
which actually, funny
Spoiler
enough,
alert! Spoiler alert!
the leaking is very cartoony.
Oh, it is 100% because he's leaking from the front and the
You're
back.
Falling for
Which
the
shows-
bait, Toasty. Don't humor it.
Don't do
It's
it.
foreshadow.
Don't
It's
humor it.
foreshadow.
Oh.
I don't know what he's talking about. Let's
It's
stop.
foreshadow.
Oh,
It's foreshadow.
god damn it!
This is your fault, man.
Let's move on.
All right, so it's Usopp and Chopper versus she's a mole. She's basically a mole. He
Yeah.
carries a 4-ton bat, and he's a dog that shoots exploding baseballs. This is probably one of the funniest fights in all of One
It's
Piece.
absolutely silly.
Usopp should have died.
He should have died.
I think
should
he
have died.
should have.
He got
they
his
did an
face-
X-ray. They did an
There we
X-ray
go.
of this background, and his skull and nose were fractured.
Exploded. Yep.
Yeah,
He's not getting medical attention after that. What?
because
happened to
also
that?
she slams them through a bunch of walls,
Yep.
Yes.
and then he gets hit by.
And remember, the bat was so heavy when the character put it up against the wall,
Oh
it
my
destroyed
God.
the wall.
Yes,
That's by putting it against the wall collapsed.
it's 4 times.
And he got
And
hit.
homie just swung it.
That's
at his
4
skull.
elephants.
I've seen
4
less
elephants.
do more damage to a regular human. Like, this is ridiculous, man.
I'm predicting
Usopp
it
died
right
from
Usopp's
this.
got that giant durability. He met the giants and he learned how to take hits from them.
Just take it.
No, I'm pretty sure he's some kind of random species that was not introduced in the show yet. I'm cutting it right now.
Oh, maybe.
The long nosed
Usopp?
tribe.
Yeah.
Is that
How else can you explain this dude? He's brutally punished in this fight.
you want
I mean-
an explanation for how this guy survived getting a 4-ton bat, but you don't want to ask how a gun
Got
swallow a
I don't
dumb
care.
A sword.
I
A
don't
sword.
ask. I don't ask, but this is where I draw the line.
No, I
Usopp
don't draw the
getting
line here. It's
slapped
hilarious
in the
because
face.
he's like, it's a 4-ton bat. And he pulls out a 5-ton hammer and he's like swinging it
Was it
around like
fake?
it's nothing.
Yes.
Yada
It was
yada
fake as
dust. Oh my
That
god.
was too funny. And then she's over here like, wait a minute.
This
That
guy
thing
is
can't
strong.
be 5 tons.
No, they initially believed it because
They
he
They did
right.
initially. They
he hit
did
the guy in the
initially.
head and he passed out.
He did.
And she started freaking out, saying, "Oh shit, he's strong. We need to get out." A cloud, dude.
But like, when does she realize that it's fake though?
Because
Like,
the guy get up.
Yeah, he gets
Yes!
back up. Okay.
He gets up, and he's like, "What the hell happened?"
Like,
two
it was-
seconds.
Which is crazy because
practically a balloon.
if it's not
yeah, it's a balloon. It's a
if it's, if
Yeah.
it's not that heavy, how is it doing that much damage to
because
in
No.
it
Grandmaster's
has pans.
background?
It has
Yeah.
pans.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it was 2 pins that were stuck together, but he used some kind of like balloon thing to expand it. So the 2 sides are pinned, but the middle is hollow because it's just air. So when he hit
Okay.
the guy with a pin, he just got knocked out temporarily. But the dog sneezed and it burned the balloon off. And she's like, "Oh shit, this bastard was playing us. Get him."
It's such
Yep.
a beautiful sequence because Usopp
I love it.
sells the lie. So
Yep.
He does it really well. I
No,
honestly, at this point in the story, he had me believed. I
No.
thought, like, knowing the character, I was like, no, there's no way he's lifting this. But he was selling it so
But
well.
that's
where
the
I'm
best
like,
part.
what's it?
Chopper.
That's be the
Chopper.
explanation.
No, that's because Chopper was also there and Chopper was believing him.
Yeah,
So the
Chopper-
villain saw
Yes.
that Chopper was like, "Oh
Chopper
shit."
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they thought it was real, dude. Oh my god.
That's hilarious. I mean, no, I remember reading this chapter back then. This thing was, I believed it. I believed the farce.
I actually didn't, and I actually thought he was going to die.
The man should have died. For
I thought
God's sake.
instead of Luffy dying, I thought he was for sure going to die. Then once he survived this, actually just assumed he was never going to die off of the show. I said, I think this is his character. He's never going to truly lose. Like when you go far and beyond, like it just gets worse. So
it's the will. Everybody's got that dream and they're trying to see that dream. And then I think he also mentions though he's trying to do it for Luffy too, that he's not gonna lose because like, you know, my captain believes I'm strong.
Nah, fuck that, because he definitely multiple times said, I don't care, I'm out of here.
I mean, yes, that is his shtick. He was about to. No, that's what happened. He was about to run away, and then Miss Merry Christmas started talking
she called
crap
him out.
about Luffy.
Right.
And that's when he turned back.
But
Right,
then but he always like, it's always like, yeah, I'm doing it for Luffy, but his solution is to do something so I can get away from here. Like,
but I mean, that's usually his reaction. But kudos to Usopp in this arc because it's what Grandmaster said. He heard Miss what's her name? Miss Merry Christmas talking smack about his captain, and he's like, "Yo, I'm about to get my ass whooped, but I'm gonna stay because no one badmouths my captain."
She tells Usopp that Luffy's dead because they don't know what happened to Luffy against Crocodile.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
but she also badmouths him though, right? Because he's dead.
Yeah, she's like, hey, your captain's dead. Like Crocodile killed him, so why would you be
Usopp
strong?
is still a loser he still didn't do anything because guess who beat her?
Okay, Chopper beat her. Chopper beat her with Horn Point, and then they used Horn Point. He set up a slingshot to shoot a hammer at Mr. Four.
Right.
But
so it's a double.
It was
takeout.
a double. It was a team.
They worked together.
It's the whole moment. It's always the buildup of you can't say something about my captain, or you can't say something about me or my crew, and then still cries and runs away. Like he literally does the same tactic over and over again.
To be fair, he was not running away. He was getting dragged and getting beaten at that time.
Oh yeah, that's right. She like grabbed his feet and was just like sliding him around.
Yeah, because she was about to slide him against the bat again, and he even had an internal dialogue saying, "This is over. I'm gonna die." But Chopper used his new form, and he pushed the lady in front of the bat. She got hit instead, and then Chopper hit the guy, and then the dog sneezed while they were on the ground, and the ball fell because it sneezed, and that was the explosion that finished them off.
Right. Good.
It was a good moment for Usopp. He's a clown, but
those two chapters were hilarious, man. It was not just a good moment. It was hilarious.
Yes.
God.
A gag.
Z tier. I love it.
Oh man. So then we got Sanji versus Mr. 2. That was a funny one as well. These two are the next three are kind of funny, and then Zoro's gets serious. This was a funny one because Sanji's going against another dude that uses kicks.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it's the funny. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say he keeps putting on the face
of women. At first he tries to do the men.
Right.
Like he only does the men, and then he still keeps kicking them.
Right.
And then he gets to Nami, and then he's like,
again the goyle.
Nami swat. And then he learns that he can't kick women. So
was this the first time like we really learned like that weakness with Sanji? Like he cannot harm
well, he's mentioned it.
He's mentioned it, but this is like full on display that it's not just talk.
It's detrimental to what's going on with him right now. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not doing it, because this is the first time we see him actually go against it and say, I'm not going to hit a woman, and literally get his ass kicked over and over and over again.
Even though he knows it's not them.
It's the face.
But that's hilarious. He knows it's not them, and he still can't help it. I'm not even sure how he wins this fight. I don't even remember how he overcomes.
Remember, the guy power was you touch with your left hand, he changes face. With the right hand, he goes back to his face. He told the guy there was some dirt on your face. So the guy touched his face. He reverted back to a man.
Oh, he
And
did
so-
it.
yes. Yeah. No, I kid you not. Dude, that was it. It was mid-fight. He was in Nami form, about to finish Senji. Senji's like, wait a second, you have something on your face. Clean it up. Oh, snap. Thank you. Oh, shit. And then boom.
That's
Yeah.
I love it.
That's genius.
It is genius.
Yes. And then he walks up to him to pretend to lift him up, saying, let me help you out. But he knocks him out so he can steal the goggles that belong to Usopp.
Usopp, yeah, he took
Yeah.
Usopp's goggles, right?
It was like an honorable moment because, like, you know, they're enemies at the end of the day, but they were friends first before
well,
they
not
realized.
Sanji because they
Well,
never
not
met.
Sanji, right?
He never
right.
met him. Yeah,
But Bon Clay, like, he knows like the Straw Hat, like he got along with the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
So he's fighting Sanji, and it's just something where at the end of the fight when Sanji beats him, and then Sanji's coming back to like give him a hand. It's like that honorable thing. He's like, oh, like even though we're enemies, in
still
the
friends.
midst of this battle, like we're still friends. Sanji just beat his ass just to get his goggles.
To be
for
fair,
Usopp.
after that, when he's done beating him, the reward was a small price of friendship. So there we go.
Oh right, that's right. He
You
did
know,
get
I
separate
now
out of that.
I now completely remember why I don't care for this arc. And now it's all coming back as we were talking about this. It was not. It was the most. It was a gag. It wasn't. This was the most unserious arc that ever. Like
most
ever.
unserious.
most
unse-
unserious.
The only moments that I'll say that were like what was when Crocodile dried up Luffy, the town, and then I want to say those were probably I guess the biggest points for me to say like, okay, this had something serious to do with it, and the people of Alabasta, but the fighting, like for it to be so
Zoro
serious,
is not on that list. I'm sorry. What?
He caught Steel.
Excuse
I'm
me.
just-
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
He
No.
caught
Don't you
Steel.
dare, Chris.
no, it wasn't. It just wasn't.
It was
I now
mid-
remember. It was not that serious. It was, and then the ending fight was also a joke. Like it was.
Oh my
entire thing
God.
was-
Wait,
Don't
which
you
fight?
dare.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hold
which
on.
fight?
The
He said
ending fight. He's talking
fight.
about like the final fight with Crocodile.
Because he used sweat.
No.
Oh.
That is. I mean, that is like kind of a reason why. Like is that?
Oh my god.
That is a
okay,
tip-
hold on.
and that was
Let's-
awful.
Hold on. Okay, okay. I admit, the first couple Straw Hat bouts, they're kind of gag like, sure, but there's still the stakes are there. They're all like literally. Mr. Two puts the swans on his feet, and they have like daggers at the end of them.
Yeah.
Like
These
they
kids are
extend
now-
out and they can like.
Yes,
Pearson.
that made him
Yeah.
such a serious character after that. Right.
It was
I
actually
didn't say
deadly
serious
because
character.
it
I'm
was-
talking about the stakes.
It was still a deadly type of battle style because wasn't it the point that he puts all the focus or the focal point into the tips so that made
Yeah.
the kicks more deadly
Yeah.
if they were to land?
And
Come
the
on,
thing
man.
extended straight, so it was actually gonna hit him. Boom.
Right.
Ooh.
Just stop. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Oh my god.
All right.
So
Okay.
much.
So Nami's fight, that was dangerous.
I actually didn't like this fight.
You
It
didn't like
was-
this fight?
No, okay, to be fair, half of it was hilarious because she was reading the wrong instruction. 'Cause
Yes,
she was
that's what we were
reading
talking
the
about last
she
week.
was
was
reading
silly.
the party gag.
The party.
So that was hilarious. And then at the end, she said, Usopp left a message for the real trick, turn the paper around. And the first trick was still a party gag. So it meant, again, this man was a clown. But I don't know. I felt at that point, Nami is not strong enough. So they gave her the easiest villain that she could deal with by herself, if that makes sense.
I mean, they all have plot armor to a degree. Like this
Yeah.
girl, what? She can make any part of her body sharp.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's double finger.
Miss Double Finger. Right. Oh, that was her thing. She can assassinate people just by. Phew. They even gave it
What
like
was
a
the
gun
four
sound.
kids naming for her? Did
Oh,
they change it to something
yeah.
more clean?
It's
I
not
mean, there's
Miss
nothing
Double-
dirty about it. It's just,
Well,
What is
now
there
that you say
about double
now that you
finger?
say double finger, I
I'm
don't
assuming.
know.
I don't know. I just.
Oh my
I don't know.
god.
I'm trying to go into the minds of four kids. They changed her name.
They
And
gave
I'm
her
ass-
an actual holiday. They gave her an actual
Miss New Year Eve.
Miss New. There you go.
Okay.
An
Okay.
actual holiday.
double finger is vulgar, as you know.
You
Oh
can
my
take
God.
it as vulgar, I
And
guess.
they changed it for a reason, man. 4 Kids was family friendly. They only made changes if they needed to. No guns, no swearing, no punching. They're just wild. But I like this fight. It was silly because it was something with Nami that I did not expect them to know what to do with her. Because
Well,
up
this is
until
Nami's
now,
first fight. This is her
It's
first
her-
fight.
right, it's her first actual fight, and it's something where she was never a character that you would see when the crew went off to, have their whole dun 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 dun. Like, I'm not picturing Nami in that.
Well, because
Up
they
until-
did that. That was for Nami.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. So now they gave her something, and it's not just something random. It fits in her whole shtick with weather
Yes.
and manipulating the weather. Because she can make like a little mini thunderclouds, mini tornadoes.
Yes. She could throw it like a cyclone, like a boomerang, and it uses wind power. The thunderball, and then the heat. Yes, she could make a lightning
She
cloud.
got that. She got that.
She got that in
She
this
got that
fight.
Yes,
here.
she did.
Okay.
She asked
Yeah.
Usopp to make something for her, like
In
I
Little
think back
Garden.
in Little Garden. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Does this change your opinion of this fight, Kame Chris?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Goodness.
She got stabbed a couple of times.
She did. She
Yeah.
did. There was that one where
I actually don't like most of Nami's fights, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I think they did fine in this one. There was that fake out. I thought it was neat where
The Mirage.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
the Mirage. I thought she was I thought she was dead.
That
But
was
that
nice. Yeah,
Mirage.
that was good.
Yeah.
That was cool. I liked it. And then what? She like didn't Miss Doublefinger have like a shtick where like she would keep walking like with her
Okay,
hips,
her
like-
walk was stupid. Like she was like strutting.
she had her
Like,
hand on her
throwing her
hip
hips.
and it would
Yes,
be like
her-
she
It's so
always does
bad. Her body makes no sense. Her body is like that shipwright at the fair that rocks like this. So every time she walks, like, her body would go like this. It was terrible. Like they're trying to overly sexualize her, but like for what reason?
But it's
Just-
silly. Like they acknowledge it's silly. It's weird.
It's terrible. It's so weird to watch her walk. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
That's
But yeah,
funny.
she beats her, of course. I thought it was a good fight. I thought it's comical, yes. There are stakes though. There are stakes. The most uncomical fight though is Zoro's fight with Mr. One.
That was
Yeah.
raw.
Yes.
Blades, sharpness, cutting. But Kame Chris thinks it's mid. That's all I'm saying.
This one was not mid. You cannot say this one was mid.
I
What
would
is
say
it?
that
man?
particular fight. I didn't say that particular fight. I said the arc itself. I like when I think back to the whole arc. I just didn't care for it. Like
Okay, what do you think of this fight?
the fight was okay. I think everything was okay with the fight, but again, the change of pace. I liked the change of pace, but it also, it's like where's the line between serious and a joke? Because you think, there's gonna be another joke to come. You're like, all
But
right.
it's One Piece.
in
You should
this- in
expect a
this
joke.
fight, you thought that as Zoro
I mean, this is beginning One Piece. This is beginning One Piece, so you don't expect too much. You don't know they don't have the formula quite packed down.
There are
Just-
200 chapters.
I mean,
200.
we're at 1,000. Like,
My man, at
Listen,
200
I'm-
stories established. Come on.
didn't say
There are
story
some
was
stories.
You're not hearing. I didn't say story wasn't established. I said that it's the formula for One Piece just started in this arc. Like literally,
Yes,
They
this is
have-
the formula.
this is the
right.
first one for the formula. That's like what I mean. And this formula, it was like it was a gag. It just did like click. I think the Zoro fight was really good, but then you go to Luffy. Yeah, I just didn't care for
The
the last
third
fight.
round with oh wait no, it's the second round.
Well,
after
the Zoro
Second.
fight, it's the second for Luke. The
Okay.
Zoro fight is huge because you don't have Zoro where you are now unless he can cut steel.
Right.
Like
yes.
he has to, and that's a tough fight. He's the only one who had to like overcome something like, that was dang
It was
near
a
impossible
wall.
before.
It was a wall in front of him.
Yeah, literally.
To surpass his limits.
Usopp just ran into the wall instead. He got through.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
the wall. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Usopp improved his durability. Nami Nami got to learn how to use her weapon and be,
Useful
in combat.
Useful
And-
outside of navigation, yes.
Right. And Zoro can cut steel. I thought this was one of the more defining moments because you don't really get like a lot of those. I guess for Luffy is probably the closest one that has something like this with Zoro, because Luffy, his whole thing is like his wall in front of him is, how am I gonna hit this guy? Like, he's a Logia type user. He's made of sand. I can't touch him. Zoro is, this guy's made of steel. My whole shtick is, fighting people with swords, but do I know how to cut steel? I thought it was pretty neat that he finally overcame that, which is wild because it's like Mr. One, wasn't that Mr. One's like whole shtick?
Yeah, he's a steel man. He's a paramecia, and he could turn any part of his body into a blade.
Right.
A steel blade.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess Zoro just hit him hard enough, right? To like
he went past the.
I'm trying to think of the logistics behind
went
it.
past
I
the
ask
devil
these
fruit.
questions.
He
You
went
may
past-
not.
Well,
but
that's
I
what I'm
ask the
talking about.
important
Listen,
stuff.
I think this is alluding to hockey. This has to be.
Ooh.
This has
I don't
to
know.
be.
They didn't say it.
They
They
don't
didn't
have to
say it.
say it. They don't have to
You
say
think
it.
Zoro unlocked hockey before Luffy did?
I don't
Exactly.
call it no. And we talked about this too, because when he punched Mr. 3 in that forest, that's him getting used. That's him.
Observation hockey.
Observation hockey, right?
So you
him
think Zoro? Oh wait, go ahead.
Well, Luffy breaking Don Krieg's armor. It's like leveling up. They're leveling up this whole time.
You think they did armament hockey in Don
you're giving
Krieg's fight?
You're giving them too much room right now.
I
Chris.
don't think so. If you want to make it logical, and versus just saying, "Oh, I trained for 2 years," you could say there were key moments in these characters' past that could have strengthened what would be later known as hockey.
I could see them getting close to unlocking hockey.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Like-
they unlocked hockey here. I'm saying Zoro never gets armament hockey if he can't cut steel.
I think that.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
that is true, but I don't think that's where they were going with that.
I don't think
they were
that's
like-
where they were going here.
I don't think Oda's saying, yeah, we're getting hockey soon, baby.
Yeah, no,
When
no,
he's
no, no.
enjoying Zoro's fight.
I think what it comes down to is when he introduces hockey, he has to look back at his work and he's like, okay, what could work for leveling up to hockey? Well, Zoro cut steel, Luffy broke that Woot's armor. There are instances where you can, make the argument, or it's almost a retcon at that point, but you can say these helped them become better hockey users.
Okay.
That's
I
what
can
I
buy
stand
it.
by. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he had hockey ready to go all the way
Yeah.
back here. I'm not saying that.
Okay. It's like
Yeah.
leveling up.
Yes, that's what I think it is.
You don't unlock the fire spell until you get to level 10, but you got to get to level 10 first.
Exactly. Kind of. Yeah. Because talking about Luffy now, he don't got armament hockey, but he's got water.
The
So,
water.
yeah.
He's got
Water
water.
hockey.
Which
And
is
that
insane.
water was like an armor around his fist.
That's
allowing him-
insane.
So you're
which
saying
part?
okay? So you're trying to say that those two fights were alluding to what hockey is pretty much going to overcome. So there won't be any more. We need to cut steel walls. You need to learn how to do hockey better, right? Is that what you're saying? Like that's what these two fights are alluding to.
Well, don't use the water one. I don't think the water one anybody could put water on and start fighting. No, the cutting steel, yes. The cutting steel is very much, oh, Zoro can use armament hockey in his swords. Oh, well, he cut steel without it way back when. It makes sense.
But why not Grandmaster? Because if Luffy did have hockey, then he would be able to do the same thing without water.
Fine, you can make the argument. I just think
You're
Usopp
sipping
could
on
put
banana peels.
And
no,
those are
I'm
the
not,
only
because
two-
I'm saying
the only
Usopp
two
could put
characters.
water on a hammer and smack the crap out of Crocodile. He doesn't have armament.
That is so dumb, man. Like the more you think about it, Crocodile has the silliest weakness to his devil fruit.
It makes sense though.
It makes sense, but it's like, think about it. Like you bit a devil fruit, and all you know is that it's a Logia type, and you're like, oh man, a Logia type? No one can touch me unless they learn hockey. No.
Throw a bucket of water at him and it's all
Throw
over.
a bucket of water, watch it rain. Which
Oh.
they play into that because he knows his weakness is water.
Right.
So where does he
doesn't
try to
like-
conquer, a town? A desert kingdom.
Yeah.
Where's the
Yes.
water coming from? Hilarious. I
Not
love
that
it.
much water, right?
God.
But yeah,
and
the
it rains.
hilarity of round 2, he soaks himself with water with that giant jug. Does he? I don't even know if he lands any hits. Does he land some hits?
No,
on
he
him?
lands. He does because that was the
Okay.
whole point. Like,
One on the
how
side.
would he hit him? So
I just don't remember the damage being significant. I just remember
don't
him
think-
getting
yeah.
dried up real quick again.
right. I don't recall it being something crazy where like Crocodile's on his knees saying, like he's
No, he
trying to
made him
breathe.
bleed. No, he made him bleed. That was it. Because remember at the beginning, Crocodile was not dodging because he didn't think that Luffy could hit him until
he's
he
like,
actually
"Didn't
got
you-
hit.
You
Right.
haven't learned a thing, boy."
Exactly.
And then he's like, "You think you can hit?" No!
I like that. That was cool. That was cool because
That
I didn't
was
know how
good.
he was gonna hit him. But he used sweat. I mean, he used water. He used water.
I think even back when you go back and watch the first round, like Toasty, you mentioned he spat water in the air. He
Actually,
saw
no.
it hit him.
No, that's the thing. I actually had to go back and relook. In the first fight, he stabbed Luffy really quickly, buried him, and ran away. The second fight, that's when they were fighting on top of the castle. He sucked the moisture out of Luffy, but Luffy still had some water that he had drunk earlier. He spit it into the air and he dropped Luffy and he ran away into
he
the
spit it
ruins.
when he was dry.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I remember. I'm sorry.
No, literally, as he got grabbed, he spit it. He spit it
Okay.
into the air. Literally, that's how it happened.
This is what I meant to say. He figured out the weakness in that round 1 fight after he got stabbed. So when he got stabbed, he was able to grab Crocodile's arm and not turn into
Right.
sand. Because I
Yeah.
think he had, was it the blood on his hand or?
No, and
It
the
wasn't
first
the
round, it was still the water because he had a small cup of water.
Are you
And
sure
then
you're
they
good
shot
with
him.
memory, Toasty?
Dude,
You told
I'm
us
not-
it was
I-
in this.
no.
You found one.
No,
with
you're
no,
right.
water.
He
I'm
stabbed
not kidding.
Luffy through the water.
Yes, and that's when Luffy grabbed him. And when Luffy saw him the second time and Luffy punched him, he said, "How the hell did you punch me?" And Luffy said, "I realized during the first time when I grabbed you in the initial fight, I had water on me and I was able to touch you." Which is why Luffy came back for the second round with the giant gallon of water.
There it is.
And Luffy got pushed over the edge of the castle and he was grabbing on. Crocodile appeared, grabbed him by the throat. But before he was able to suck all of the moisture out of him, Luffy spit a ball of water into the air.
Crocodile
Crocodile.
thought he was trying to hit him. He said, "Oh,
Exactly.
you missed, boy."
Exactly. And actually, funny enough, once he did that, Crocodile just ran away because he thought that Luffy was dead. Or
Right.
he didn't think he was dead, but he thought it was finished.
I mean,
ran
yeah,
away
he
to-
sucked it. He sucked
the
it dry.
moisture. Yeah, he
sucked
sucked
it
it.
dry.
He sucked him dry. Water came back down. God bless gravity. Luffy was okay.
Love it. Love it.
It's good. It's
He
good.
lost again. He lost
He
again.
did
I mean,
twice.
No, yeah.
you don't get
And
that.
now
a
we're
lot.
in the final battle. You should not be losing.
Right.
But he's
It's
out
more-
of water.
It's more for a silly reason. I don't know if I'm a fan of like the whole blood thing. Like,
Come on, it's kind of cool.
Oh, okay. What's
It-
wrong
it's-
with the blood thing?
I don't know. It's just kind of like it just minimalizes Crocodile's whole shtick with the sand, man. Like,
But that's the hilarious
I don't
part.
know.
The more he beat up somebody, the greater like his weakness get?
That's why I'm saying it's so dumb and silly. Like water does not act the same way with, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're saying sand doesn't.
His devil fruit is stupid. His devil fruit is dumb.
Are you saying sand doesn't get hard if you drop some blood on it?
No.
I can see what AJ's saying. It's like okay, just because I coat my hand with some water, the sand should still be able to like, go around it. It's not like I have water now. I have water bending, so when I punch you, the water splats out.
I was more believed. Like I was sucked into the fight when Luffy was spitting water on him. Because at least the water is drenching him, and it's like, okay, now he's hardened, so I can punch him. But now it's like, it's not like he covers his entire hand in blood or whatever.
But he was covered in blood.
They make it sound like he is soaked in blood.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no.
Too, it's like, where is he getting these cuts on his hands and his feet to where he can kick him and punch him?
I think Crocodile was
that
cutting
much? That's a lot of cutting.
Yeah, Crocodile cut. Remember, they had a scene. It was like Crocodile cut his arm, and then he kicked, and then Crocodile cut his leg. And then Crocodile just kept cutting him up, and then that's when Luffy was just like, he got up and then used the Gatling on him. And just
hold on, let me ask: would you rather believe in the blood scenario or the sweat scenario?
Honestly, I think I would sooner believe the sweat.
Hell no.
I think because think about it, when you're sweating
sweating, it's hot down here.
Think about it, it will be you will be drenched. You will be drenched in sweat. Blood, I mean,
that should have happened round one because it's in the desert. They should be sweating already. That should happen the first second of the fight. Actually, Crocodile should be getting his ass kicked by everybody in town because it's so damn hot.
Do you see how silly every scenario is? Every scenario is silly. Either A, you have water, B, you're sweating, or C, you're bleeding. You lose every time.
I really don't like this arc.
No, I still like the arc. I think
Crocodile's still formidable despite the weaknesses. He's also got the poison hook that he stabs Nico Robin with.
Can't touch this hook because it's poison. It burns.
It's good to have. It's good to have.
I suppose.
But yes, Luffy kicks it into not a gear.
He just felt like a James Bond villain at that point with the poison thing. I felt like it was unnecessary. Like, dude, the thing can impale you already, but now it's like,
Super
poison. Mr. Monkey D. Luffy, if this poison touches you, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it was very effective poison. It was like acidic or something. I don't know.
Something like that. He kicks him up, does the Gatling. Storm.
He does not
Storm.
do. Okay.
Sorry, Storm. Yes.
The cool.
Gum. Going on Storm. Yeah. It was good.
Like that one.
Very
he punches him through the
bedrock.
The bedrock. And you see, again, this is back during One Piece when some of these fights, when they're defeating the villains, I see stuff like this and I'm like, yo, he killed him. He killed him. Luffy killed him. Like, I'm sorry. Where did you punch? You said it yourself. He punched him through the bedrock of the tomb.
Armament hockey punches him through the bedrock.
Shut up. Oh my God. Armament hockey.
Level. No, I'm just saying he's leveling to it. He's getting there.
I suppose. Fine. He's punching. He's strong enough to punch it through bedrock. And then I see his face after he lands, like God knows where in the city.
He lands in the middle of the square.
He's dead. He is dead. That was my
acceptance. You would think.
At this point, I'm saying, yeah, he killed Arlong, and yeah, he killed Crocodile. There's no way around it. They're dead.
They don't have to die.
I mean, clearly they don't because they're alive.
Just get beaten to a pulp. That's it.
You're right. Give them 6 different concussions and.
I mean, the other thing is he gets sent flying into the air. He goes through bedrock, and then he falls back down.
Right.
The fall alone probably should have killed him.
It should have.
I mean, there's another character too who probably should have died, who's alive.
Usopp?
And this is where yes, but
Usopp, Pell.
I know who you're talking about.
The one last ditch effort to blow up everybody.
Oh,
Pell goes and carries the bomb away.
Actually, they don't even explain how he lived.
No, they
Actually,
don't.
no.
do
yeah,
not. They
'cause
they
the-
show him alive in one of the cover stories later on in the
actually,
manga.
no.
Well, the anime
And-
shows him walking back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Which-
In the manga chapter,
Yeah.
they also show that they show a scene where some doctor is waving goodbye to somebody, and he tells him, "You forgot your hat," and you're supposed to see it's Pell's hat. And you're supposed to say, "Oh snap, he actually lived."
Mhm.
which is ridiculous. At this point in the series, I accept because there was just, like I said, there were some fights where I'm like, that guy is dead. He just got his shit rocked. But then you have someone like Pell who sacrifices himself to drag a bomb away into the air with his Falcon model.
The tweet, yeah.
The tweet fruit. He's at dead center, eye of the explosion.
That thing was supposed to destroy half of the city.
Half of the
Killed off
city.
everybody.
He threw it up and then he flew back down.
He did
and
not
still
throw
got
it
hit
up. Don't you?
He
by
did
the
not.
little bit
This
of,
guy, I
giving
remember
you
the
reason.
panel. There is
No,
no
he just-
reason. He
just
was
flew off.
flying into the air, and the last panel you see, his eyes are closed and he's smiling. He was willing to accept death in
Yeah,
that last second.
strength of a Zoan user. Strength. of-
Ridiculous. Don't you
Strength.
dare.
Strength.
And this trend will follow throughout the rest of One Piece because unless it's a big impactful moment, which later on
Right.
something happens, but unless it's something like that, no one ever dies in One Piece unless it's a flashback. I stand by that to this day.
Sounds like fairy tale.
Stop.
One Piece doesn't better. It doesn't better.
It doesn't matter.
You are not like
similar
shaken
story,
to-
similar quality.
You are not shaken to the core to where you're like, One Piece is trash. Pell is
Oh
alive.
yeah,
I can't
no,
do this.
I
No.
don't. Like I see, I look at Pell. When I see that explosion on that 2-panel spread that Oda drew for that nuke, I'm like, yeah, he's alive. Yeah, he's alive.
No, the man was
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, he's alive.
His death has no significance, so they said keep him alive.
Why? He's insignificant.
He has the tweet fruit, dude. What do you mean why?
Somebody else can get it.
That's an OP ass
Well, that's
fruit.
only one model. He's one model. There's
He's
other
the
models.
Falcon model.
Yeah, there's Hawk. There's vultures. There's
I mean, well,
canaries.
You know what? Kill it. No,
There's,
not the canary.
there's peacocks.
What am I gonna do?
There's emus. They got
Emus?
plenty.
Those are prehistoric. Those are deadly.
There's
Emus.
ostriches. I can't even say it. Ostriches.
An ostrich.
Right.
An
How do you bring an
ostriches.
ostrich to an ostrich race without ostriches?
So yeah, that's it. The big battle's over.
Oh wait, you didn't mention the jackal guy.
Pell.
Not Pell.
No, Pell was
the
the Falcon.
Falcon.
Chaka.
Chaka.
Ooh,
Chaka.
Chaka.
He ate the woof fruit, whatever the hell it's called.
And he got
Jackal
his ass
model.
whooped. He got his ass whooped immediately by Crocodile and went to
Yeah,
sleep.
he didn't do anything. Yeah, he was just there. And
I remember those are the two strongest soldiers in the quote unquote empire or the kingdom.
No, they were.
the Royal Army. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder they got
Pell's
conquered.
cooler. Chaka didn't do nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's it. I mean, obviously they exposed Crocodile after Vivi is screaming. They
Yeah.
finally hear her screaming. It was the nice little moment.
Yeah, because the timer's going down.
Yeah.
You're
Because
right.
they were trying to find the bomb, right? They said it was
Yeah.
the clock tower.
Well, they found it. They found
right.
it. And then
Wasn't it being guarded by like those weird silly characters like a frog lady and
Yeah.
There they got hit and they got beat up in one hit by
By
Pell
Vivi.
got
That was
shot
it.
by one of them too.
Oh, yeah, he
that's
did.
right.
That's
Yeah.
hella mid, man. Vivi beat them both. That's what does that say, man?
Not only beat them,
Peacock
one hit.
slasher.
Oh,
One
that's
hit killed them.
They did do that cool thing where like Zoro sends them up, Sanji sends them up, and
Yeah.
Chopper sends them up.
Yes,
That was cool.
that was nice. I liked it.
But yeah, she exposes Crocodile and shows the proof. The kingdom is saved, and the Straw Hats are treated as heroes. Given a heroes dinner party, another celebration. But Smoker and Tashigi are hot on their trail. They got Crocodile and Baroque Works locked up, majority of them.
Yeah.
They got to get going. And it's time for Vivi to make a decision. What does she want to do? And she meets them all the way back at the ship. And she doesn't go.
Yeah.
She doesn't go. Oh my gosh, Igaram's alive too.
Oh,
He
yeah,
blew
the
up on
guy
that
with
island and he
the-
shows up too.
Yeah.
No one died. No one.
That's
You're,
right.
you're laughing, man. I'm telling you, like no one dies unless it was a major shift in the story.
They totally interrupted my flow, but I was like, oh wait, he's alive.
My goodness. I mean, he had an OP power. What was it? He could pull his tie, and then guns came out of like his locks or something, right?
What
Yes.
a useless
Oh,
ability.
and he found the boy. He found the boy that saw it.
Oh, yeah, that's the boy who stopped the battle. Yeah, you're
yes.
He
Mhm.
could testify. Fantastic.
Right. But yeah, Vivi says, I'm gonna be a princess. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna do right by my country. I'm gonna go help other countries. And they do this, they do that. They
Well,
do that
no.
thing.
What led up to it? That's
Well,
just
she
as
run-
important.
She flies all the way. She goes over there with
No.
Peru.
But remember, they wanted to say goodbye to her too because she was afraid that because she
Oh,
wasn't
well, she
going
can't be
with them-
affiliated, right?
Yeah.
Right, but because like so her fear was that I'm gonna stay with my people, but I want you guys to still understand that like I still want to be your friend. And so Luffy is ready to say, oh yes, of course we're your friends, and Nami stops him and says, no,
Right.
that she's a princess of a kingdom. The Navy is watching. They cannot know that she's affiliated with us. And so
Right.
they stay quiet. Vivi is getting upset because she's like, why aren't they saying anything to me? Do they really not think of me as a friend? And then
raise their
they do
face.
this.
Such a better scene, man.
It's a great scene.
It's iconic. It's iconic.
Yeah.
Easily iconic. But Chris thinks it's mid. Chris thinks it's mid.
It was not that great.
Oh my
stop.
God.
You're hard.
There is no way. There is no way.
But this only because this is my least favorite. This was my least favorite because it was too much of a gag for me. I just couldn't do it.
Even
Oh,
this
that was-
scene right here, you're
that was
like,
a
no.
Well, not that
Beautiful
scene, not
moment.
that scene, not that scene. But
Okay.
I'm just saying that the whole arc, it just was too much of a gag for me, personally. But when everybody starts to get their bounties, I think is when I start to like really gravitate
Only
towards, because
two
only
people
two
get
get their
bounties.
bounties. Only
Right.
the two most serious people that had the best fights.
I guess, yeah.
Are the only ones to get bounties. So it's really when
Well,
everybody
also
else-
because Mr. One is like he was super wanted already
yeah,
as
Right.
well. So when they heard that Zoro took him out, yeah.
That
And
was-
Zoro took out all those other Baroque Work members as well.
Oh, on Whiskey Peak.
On Whiskey
right?
Pete. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So we all got an upgrade. Luffy's what, 100 million now?
100
Luffy's
million.
60.
Be an 80 million man?
He's 60 million, you said, Zoro?
Yeah, Zoro's 60.
Oh, Zoro 60? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. They're on
You
their
guys-
way to becoming supernovas.
You guys also forgot to mention that the only reason they were able to say goodbye was because number 2, or Bunku, led the Marines
yeah.
away.
Right.
He went on
The
a suicide
friendship.
mission. Yeah, he
Yes,
went on
he
a
did.
suicide mission.
Even after Sanji beat him.
Yep.
Well,
Into the
Sanji
ground.
showed him respect
He did.
in their fight.
He did.
And they're friends, like you said. They were friends.
Yep.
Right. A lot of great moments, man. I liked it, man.
Yeah, Chris,
I
what
can-
are you talking about,
But see, no, that's the
man?
thing. Like Chris is not the only one though that like voices concerns about this arc. I've heard it before about this arc. Some people are just not fans of what went down, the silliness.
And it's okay. It's okay because it's not like I'm like I absolutely hated it.
I dropped
I'm just saying,
One Piece
because
after this.
It's probably the least liked. It's probably the least liked arc that I have
Capia.
compared to the rest.
I think after this, the rest of One Piece, you need the groundwork that was laid here, for sure.
It was
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can say that.
Like you could draw a lot of similarities to some arcs to what goes down here.
I mean,
Actually.
we just got a chapter that kind of alludes back to Alabasta. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
So-
of. What do you mean, kind of? Like,
I mean,
Boys,
like
spoilers.
Well, hold on. Let's dial
it's not
it back.
a spoiler.
Let's-
It's not a spoiler. They're just reiterating that Pluton's in Alabasta. That's it.
no, Pluton's not in Alabasta.
But that's. I'm saying that's what happened in Alabasta. That's because they.
All right, dial it back, says Dr. Chase. Go ahead.
Listen. Funny enough, I wanted to talk about the poneglyph. The whole thing with Robin, right?
Yes.
She was only with Baroque Works to gain access to the poneglyph. Toasty mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
She lied to Crocodile, saying that this does not say anything about about Pluton. It just says the history of the kingdom. Crocodile's like, okay, you're useless then. I'm gonna kill you
Right.
now.
He stabs her.
Stabs her, exactly. But it's in that same, because that's in the catacomb where Luffy had their final fight. Luffy still saves her, right?
Yeah, he does. He carries her off.
He
with the
carries
cat.
him and the king. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So from here, Luffy sees it as, or not, I'm sorry, not Luffy. Robin appears on their ship as they're sailing away from
Right.
Alabasta. And he's like, goodness, did you just chuck that dog across
Oh, no, the bed's right there.
I don't know. I saw that dog. Whoa.
He's perfectly fine.
That poor
Dragging
dog.
his legs now.
No, he's fine.
This is
It's
how
a
you get
soft-
cancelled. This is how you
Show
get
proof,
cancelled.
Show proof. Show
Oh
proof
my
that-
gosh, no, he's fine.
Show us the dog.
I was like, what are you talking about? A
Where's
dog?
Peter?
He's
Oh
fine.
my god.
He's fine. He's like a cat. He's nimble.
Of course. Robin's on the ship.
Yes.
She's not welcome on there at first. Everyone's
No.
you're like, oh wow, you work with Baroque Works. What
Well,
are you
everybody
doing?
except
Sanji.
Well, not
Luffy.
San. Well, yeah, Sanji's like, yeah, but yeah, Luffy. Luffy's
Yeah,
not
Luffy's like,
phased
she
by it.
saved my life.
Yeah, let her join.
And they're all against
actually,
it.
yeah,
I think they were all against it, right? Like
they
no one
were all
wanted her to
against it.
join.
They didn't
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They
trust her
just
at
went
all.
up against her in this whole criminal organization.
Are you crazy?
Right. They didn't want nothing to do with her. And she wasn't really even like asking to join. She was demanding like, yo, it's your obligation. You saved me. I was supposed to die in the catacombs. And now it's like,
Oh, I think
Where do I
she
go?
says, I owe you, right? Or
no, from what I remember, she didn't phrase it as like, I owe you anything. She kind of spins it as, your captain owes me because I did not ask him to save me in the catacombs.
You should take care of me because I'm alive because of you.
Right.
And
You
that's
just
where that's where the next arc came about, and that's why when they took her, that was the whole thing. I want it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get there yet.
well, no,
but-
that's not even the next arc. We still got
not the next arc.
Oh,
but
we got the
next
whole
arc to come.
Skypiea.
right.
Skypiea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skypia's next. Glorious Skypiea. Gotta love it.
That one would be interesting.
But yeah, no, I thought it was interesting. She's like one of the first crew members that like no one wants on the ship, and she says, "No, I'm on the ship."
Well, she's the first enemy turned crew
Right.
member.
Right.
Yeah.
And Luffy's like, "Yeah, let her on." The way she explains it, where she's like, "You owe me." Luffy is accepting of. He's like, "Wow, I guess you're right. I do. Oh, go ahead."
Actually, she did say that she could read the poneglyphs too. So I think that's where they were like, oh, I think Luffy was like, oh, she can read that. Join the crew. But then
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I
They're
think-
like, oh, you're our archaeologist. Because
Yeah.
our pirate
Ooh.
crew
and
needs an
everybody on the-
archaeologist. Of all,
everybody on the ship-
when they announced that, I was like, an archaeologist? Like, what is this? Like,
It's to dig for the history of One Piece, the world of One Piece.
I was
Exactly.
like, never in my right mind would I ever think a pirate crew would need an archaeologist.
I mean, that actually makes sense in One Piece, though.
I mean, in the world
In
of
One Piece, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
I'm tying it back to like actual pirates. I'm like, did the real
Does-
Blackbeard have an archaeologist?
Did the
Because
real
archaeology
Blackbeard
isn't
have a
just, like-
dedicated swordsman?
it's not
Yes.
just like Egyptian tombs.
Stop.
Yeah, like it's not just Egyptian tombs. You know,
I
that you
was
get
not. I was
archaeologists
thinking.
for.
I was thinking of everything else that archaeology.
No, it's
goes
preserved
with.
like artifacts, so it could be from anywhere. It's not just
Exactly.
tombs.
Did you
I
not
hear you.
watch
I
Jackie
just
Chan
didn't think-
Adventures?
I hear you. I just didn't think a pirate crew would need one. I'm like, you got your doctor. What else do you need? Like,
Did you accept Jackie Chan Adventures?
yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, so you did not once ask, why does Jackie Chan need to be an archaeologist?
He's not. He's not a pirate.
Oh, but piracy is where you. Why does a pirate crew need an archaeologist? Oh, but Jackie
Well, also,
Chan's a martial
listen,
artist.
I also
Perfect.
thought about this. I was like, oh my gosh, she's an archaeologist. What are they gonna do in the 4Kids song? Because the
Oh,
the
Oh,
4
yes,
Kids
Robin.
song.
Yes.
So they get to chop. So it goes like Usopp's doing that marksman thing. Sanji's
Sa-
cooking. Chopper's doctor, and Nico's archaeology.
It
And
was a
Robin's
big what
digging.
if. And part of me kind of wishes they went a little bit further past Alabasta so we can get an answer to that.
Easy. Robin's robbing.
Actually, no, it's funny. The guy, oh my god, I forgot his name. The guy that did the One Piece rap.
Yeah.
He went to Twitter and he actually made original lyrics to what the song would have sounded like if they
You need
did
to find
get that
this.
far.
You need to find
With
this.
just Robin or with
No,
everybody?
all the way up to Brooke, and it actually flowed. It
Oh,
actually
really?
flowed. Yeah, it wasn't like
Oh, you
Nico's
need to share
archaeologist
that
breaking shit
immediately.
right. He didn't do that.
You need to share that immediately.
I will share it. I will share it in the chat.
I'm calling it right now. It's Robin is robbing.
No,
Or
Toasty,
Robin's
you ate
robbing
that.
grave.
No, Toasty, you ate that because I like that. Robin's Robin.
Hey, Robin is reading. Robin is reading.
Robin is reading. No,
Robin's doing
no.
that reading thing. Frankie's building. And Brooke is singing.
Disgusting.
Wasn't that a Drake song? That was a Drake song, I think.
Oh my
What?
god.
No. But I think that covers just about everything, right? Any final
Yeah.
thoughts
important
before we close it
beats.
out? I think it's a very enjoyable arc.
Way better than
Uh,
Skypiea.
I think.
Let's go with that.
I agree.
Ooh.
Skypiea is gonna be tough.
It will.
Now, Kame
Really?
Chris.
Skypiea?
Now, Kame Chris. It's not about the significance of Skypiea. It's about if it was an enjoyable arc.
It was enjoyable. You guys are psychopaths.
Interesting.
We'll see you. We'll see you next week then.
We'll see.
Yeah,
you
oh,
next
Here we
week.
go.
We'll talk
You're
about
gonna
it
see
more
me
next week.
Oh, you gonna see me next week?
Okay.
Period.
Oh my god.
Dr. Jace, any final thoughts?
Listen, I enjoyed this arc. Yeah, it had silly moments with some of the characters. Usopp getting like 5 different concussions. Sanji being mean to Mr. One. I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Two. It had moments. I liked it. And then Luffy losing for the first time in the series, like
2
visibly
times in a
losing
row.
twice in a single arc. I thought I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, this guy keeps on losing. How is he gonna win? And then it was blood, and I was like, oh, okay, that's still kind of cool, but silly at the same time. Overall, I liked Alabasta. I can see why some people are indifferent to it. Because it is one of the more longer. Like technically, people consider Alabasta Saga everything from Reverse Mountain up until the actual Desert Kingdom.
That's
Technically-
essentially the whole saga. Yeah.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
because it's all building up to that. Each island is still.
Each island is a Baroque work
first-
except for
yeah.
Drum.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
that's the first Baroque work. People you see is literally Reverse Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. You
Right,
meet
yeah.
Vivi and the other guy.
Yes,
her
Mr.
companion.
Mr.
12, right?
9, Mr. 9.
Mr. 9,
Nine,
Mr.
yeah.
9.
That's
yeah,
like
so-
over 100 chapters.
Oh yeah, easily.
God,
Easily.
man.
Alabasta is long, especially if people are considering that. I can kind of see why it's like, okay, just get to the point. You know, get to the fight, defeat Crocodile. Who's the big bad? I still liked it. I don't know. I'm just looking for the perspective of how when I was reading it back
Think
then.
about this. So it's 2 years. If you read it from the beginning, it would have taken 2 years for you to read from the beginning to the end. That's an associate degree.
Yes.
Like, for God's sake, man.
That's
Or-
we are in the middle of One Piece arcs to this day that take that long. So that's not even that surprising.
Yeah, I feel Dressrosa was my whole collegiate experience.
Yeah.
Dressrosa easily.
That's just my undergrad.
Easily. Dressrosa was.
It's crazy.
But I like it. I'm just saying. I like Alabasta. Obviously, much better stuff as we go on. I think it was a good stepping stone for the better things to come. Plus, it's how we got Robin.
It was Luffy's. It was the beginning of his losing streak too. Just want to throw that out there. He lost.
You can throw his little record.
Well, it was a power ceiling, and it makes sense because it's like you hit your peak, you got to get something else, and he does get something else in Ennie's lobby.
Oh yeah. True. Yeah.
True.
Segundo. Okay, no, go ahead.
A lot of precedents is set here. I think we only go up from here. Say what you will about Skypiea, we'll be covering that next week. But Alabasta, you done good these last couple of weeks. Farewell, Alabasta. And that's it from us here at the Yonkō Table. I'm GrandMasterHoop, DrJaceAttorney, Toasty, and Kame Chris. If you want to continue the discussion, please make sure you join our Patreon to join our Discord server, and you could duke it out with us there and talk about how you also think that Alabasta was not mid and whatnot. So join us there. Of course, follow us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got some good stuff on TikTok. And of course, thank you for listening on your various podcast stations. That's it from us at the Yonkō Table. Good night and take care.